This is my first impressions on the Veto Pro Tech Pack. This is a backpack bag that can be used for storing tools. I still like and can recommend the Fluke backpack, but I am finding that my tools are starting to get cluttered in there because there's not actually enough holes for the tools that I wish to carry. So I'm hoping, because this has tools on both sides of the bag, that this bag might hold all the tools so they're organised. First impressions, the Veto Pro Tech Pack is built to the same quality and robustness as all the Veto bags have been. It has neoprene pockets which stretch rather than using their old pockets, which they're still using as well, but they don't have the same amount of stretch in them. But they are now starting to use stretchy pockets. On the front we have two clips and a big pocket here. We also have a zip pocket at the front here for small items, and a velcro pocket at the top here which has two elasticated pockets on the inside. If we stay on the outside of the bag, it has a nice wide base on it which keeps it stable, and it's also waterproof, this base, so if it does go into a puddle your tools aren't going to get wet. On this side we have a big D hook, we have a tape hook, and we have two large finger-sized pockets that you can put test meters or screwdrivers in. On the opposite side we have another D hook, we have a tape holder, we have another large pocket, and then two smaller pockets which could be used for pens or pencils. On the back we have the rucksack straps. We have a nice cushioned backpack so it feels nice. There's a hanging hook, and the measurement of the opening is 35mm. So if your pole you're going to put it onto is less than 35mm, that will hang on it. On the back section, this one came with this panel, which is more for meters and small items, but because I want to hold more screwdrivers and pieces, I've actually bought another insert which is the same as the front insert. So I have both the same inserts now, front and back. On the flap we have a nice big zip pocket. We also have another zipped pocket here which is see-through with a plastic mesh on it, and on the see-through pocket there is a built-in magnet where you can hold screws or anything that you're undoing. Now for me, one disappointing item on this bag is that they're still using these heavy-duty pockets which don't have a lot of give in them, and that's the reason that I stopped using my other Veto bags that I have, because they're not as pliable as I'd like. I was hoping that they were all going to be neoprene pockets like these lower pockets. Personally, I'd prefer to have just a 2 or 3 year guarantee on it and have neoprene pockets on the whole lot, so that it has a bit more flex in the pockets depending on what you want to put in there, rather than having a 5-year warranty and just not using the bag in the first place. If we open this side up, it has a nice wide opening again. This is the same insert that we've got on the back. Now this back pocket has a strap in it which we can hook back to one of these two D hooks at the top, and now this causes a nice flat area for you to put things on while you're working. And it also has another magnet here so that you can put small screws that you're undoing at the time and it stays in one place. But it does give a nice little work surface just for placing things onto. This shows all the tools that I used to have in my fluke backpack. Now we'll see whether we can get them all into this one. So I'm not going to be able to have my long screwdrivers up in the top. I'll have to bring the long screwdrivers down to the base. Well, I've finally managed to fit everything into here. It's more organised, but it would have been nicer if they'd made this bag another couple of inches wider, just to give a bit more room in the pockets. So what we've got in the front, I've got my assortment box and also my lead at the front. I've got my spare batteries in this one, and then I've got my 2 testers at the top. Inside the front main pocket, this is nicely organised. I like the way I can see where all the tools are. In the front pocket we've got the torque test kit. I've got all my Wago connectors in this see-through one here, and then we've got small screwdrivers and Stanley knives, bigger screwdrivers, and then all my cutters and pliers at the bottom, all in their individual pockets so that I can get to them nicely. On the side, these pockets are big enough for big marker pens, and on this side they fit the Milwaukee marker pens nicely. We've got a voltage tester and then the wires. On the back we've got enough room in here for my test leads. And then through here we've got the proving unit, my meters, my little Bosch drill that I've shown you before, and then an assortment of tools. This is the only one I couldn't find a place for, so I've put a lanyard on here and just hung it off the hook. Overall, as I say, if it was just a little bit wider, then you could actually fit more depth of tools in here. It's not as spacious as a lot of other YouTubers have given it credit for, but it does display the tools nicely. And when you have OCD about knowing where your tools are, that part is very nice. And it's also handy that you can take out the pouches and put different assortments in there depending on how you want to set it up. I hope my take on the Veto Tech Pack has been useful for someone. Another thing it also has is the zips actually have a eyelet in them, so you can put a TSA lock in there, or you can actually put the 2 zips together as well and put a bigger padlock if you have to put it into a big site storage box. Thank you for watching and subscribing.